Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a new video, and today's only going to be a short one related to the story of Fortnite because I've got a little bit of information, nothing major, just some small things, but expect a decent story hopefully popping up tomorrow when the challenges drop, and I can extend a little bit more on some of the previous stories I've told you guys relating to the storyline. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about Moisty Mire and the rocket. Now, what exactly do I have to show you guys first? Well, the rocket itself has actually been updated now. If you drop into a game of Fortnite, you should be able to see the updated version of rocket, and basically a few people have been tweeting me showing me this, and also a few people have been saying, wait, how have you got that, because it's not displaying on mine. Well, the rocket itself has had a few delays on certain people's devices and certain people's consoles, so don't expect it to be there all the time. It's a little bit glitchy. It's like the countdown thing that we've been seeing on this little thing here on different consoles. I guess it's the same sort of like thing with the rocket, but now we can officially confirm that the rocket has been updated and it is ready to go up into the sky. Now, we don't exactly know where this rocket is going to go and what it's going to do, but we can assume different things. Now, what I'd like to show you guys is, assuming that the rocket will hit Moisty Mire, what could we get from Moisty Mire? Now, I've actually got a bunch of leaks that came out the other day that I thought I'd leave for another video. As you guys know, in my little talking video that I made previously on the story, that I talked about different stuff related to the rocket and where it's going to hit and stuff, I actually mentioned the idea of Moisty Mire getting turned into something else. I said I was going to make a new video on that. Well, this video today is that video. So the rocket itself has got its upgrades on it, meaning it can boost up higher into the sky rather than just taking off from the bottom of the rocket. It does have its upper pods as well, which look like it could detach, but we'll come back to that towards the end of the video. Again, I said it was going to be a short one. The main concept is going to be pretty short, but the rest of the video is going to be Ian talking a little bit about that. But we'll come back to that at the end of the video. If you want to skip to that, feel free to. But now I've got the best information so far that I've had in a very long time relating to Moisty Mire. Now, while we fly over to Moisty Mire, I just want to talk a little bit about the idea that last season, or early this season, there was actually a leak for season 5 saying that Moisty Mire would be destroyed. Now, that leak came from the same source that leaked the idea of the meteor hitting Dusty, so we assume that most likely I'd give it about a 60% chance of happening, maybe even 70% because it's from the same source. So we can assume that Moisty Mire is going to get destroyed, but what exactly could Moisty Mire actually turn into? Well, I've got a bunch of different screenshots on screen right now for you guys that you can check out. These screenshots actually show you, the first one we've got here is actually the data mined information within the game, which shows different crates, military crate, all sorts of different military things, military tires, military cart, climbing wall, all sorts of different things that potentially could be spawning in within Moisty Mire or somewhere else on the map. Now, we've actually got some inside pictures of these. The first one we've got for you guys here looks like the crate opened and closed. Pretty interesting. Maybe you can get loot from in here. Maybe it's just an idea for a design. I don't exactly know. Most likely you probably won't be able to get loot, but it's probably just an idea on the map. We've also got the tires as well, which obviously people use to train and stuff. So that's a pretty interesting one. The tire course itself, nice little picture. It seems quite pink, to be honest, so it reminds me possibly it may be indoors or something. We don't exactly know where that could be appearing. The next one I've got for you guys is actually this little bed here. This little bed itself looks like some sort of medic bed, like the cot type thing where you go if you've been shot and you need healing up or something. That's the sort of thing that could be, and we'll definitely see that appearing on the map as well, in a certain, like most likely Moisty Mire, but another location if possible. And then the final one, we've got the rope training as well, which goes along with the tires. This one's pretty interesting to me. This is obviously where people train to get up and down the ropes and use their strength and stuff, do like agility courses to train ready for the military. So that's the idea of this, and that's the idea Fortnite are going with. Now, all of these things have been said to be found in the Battle Royale files. Not file. Technically file. But yeah, I'd like to say Save the World could be a possibility for these as well, because we don't exactly know. We've seen a bunch of leaks in the past that have been said to be Battle Royale but have appeared on Save the World, and that's where it comes the idea once again of actually Battle Royale being not exactly 100% certain every single time with the leaks. So don't 100% believe that all this is going to appear in Moisty Mire. Let's just take a little look at Moisty Mire. I've said this in like about 2 of my other story videos now, but to remind you guys, the section of Moisty Mire that I personally think is going to be destroyed will be either one this side over here leading to Lucky Landing, or most likely this side over here, because this is the empty side of the map. So say from here where I'm looking down now all the way over to maybe even prison gets destroyed, even all the way over to where these rocks are up here. All this could be a giant military base. Remember on GTA 5 when they had the military base and it was like all cornered off and it had like a lot of tanks in defending it and stuff? Obviously we're not going to get that in Fortnite, tanks defending it, but we could definitely get a military base that could appear here that could be giant with runways and all sorts. I think that's the sort of concept they might go for. This could be an awesome location for that, and that's where we could possibly see towards mid-season 5 a military base popping up here. Why I said mid-season 5 was obviously because if the rocket hits Moisty Mire, it's going to be kind of like a bit of damage, then it'll get built up over time and appear to be a military base. We don't actually have anything relating to the government on the map. We all know that the government most likely are possibly the players from Save the World, but obviously Fortnite Battle Royale and Fortnite Save the World are in the same universe but are two different stories completely, and I don't exactly know how I can relate them 100%. There are a few actions I can relate them with, which I was one of the first to relate this on YouTube. A lot of people took this from my concept and my community post, which is fair enough, that's fine by me, but this is something that I mentioned a long time ago. With the battle bus itself, it actually has the blue go fuel on it, which is pretty cool. You know, I didn't expect people to really pick up on this when I made this in my video. I was talking about how blue glow goes into here and it powers the vendor tech here, who power this here with the V on the V-Bucks. I made that in a video and talked about it, and people were like, whoa, they really liked it, and loads of people used it in their video as well. So I was really glad that I come up with that concept. I think it was really cool, and a lot of people, you've seen a lot of people talking about that on YouTube. Maybe even some of the bigger YouTubers have started talking about it. So a cool concept I actually mentioned in one of my videos that not many people knew about, really did go pretty viral, which I was pretty happy about. But the idea of all these like buildings and stuff and all the different things appearing from Save the World is a big possibility within Fortnite. Like generally when you think about it with the Save the World story and the Battle Royale stuff, we've got like Tilted Towers, for example. Tilted is actually like the clock tower, and most of the buildings in Tilted Towers are very similar to the buildings in Save the World. Hence a quick copy and paste and they're in straight away. The streets and everything within Tilted is near enough a replica of Save the World. It's absolutely insane to see these things popping around and all the different buildings and cars and stuff. It just reminds me so much of Save the World. Now the interesting thing that not many people pick up in these story videos that kind of is off topic, there is actually a living world in Battle Royale. For example, look at the cars. They're actually all driving around the map. They're all driving around. They're all going to different places. A good place, an example of this is actually Greasy Grove. If we fly over to Greasy, they are actually queuing up at the drive-thru for like the burger place, whatever it's called. Let's go over to Greasy. Whereabouts is it? There it is. Sorry, I completely missed it then. They're actually all queuing up at the drive-thru, going through the drive-thru in their cars, which clearly shows that we've got an active community. We've got this one here buying their stuff, then we've got the truck going through the drive-thru here. You go round the corner and you can see the windows for the drive-thru. Here you've got the till. Everything's pretty interesting, and not many people really notice this sort of stuff within the world. We've got a broken down car here, but it looks like a lot of the stuff either is abandoned or, well, a lot of them look broken down, but it either looks like it's abandoned or it is a running society. So that's the interesting thing when we come to Fortnite Battle Royale. What exactly is this map? We all talk about it and things, and what exactly is going on? Is this map just simply popped up by the government, or what? I don't exactly know how to say it. Is it a living community, or is it something that's completely abandoned and they just send people to fight here? I don't know exactly what that is, and that's what makes me think about like the rocket and stuff. Something must have happened within the community to cause this rocket to like form, and something must be triggering it. Obviously Omen and his army have created this rocket, and the visitor himself are ready to fire this rocket at a certain location. Now the interesting thing about it is because the rocket has these extra boosters on. Now a lot of the rockets in real life have these extra boosters to get that huge boost and huge lift off to space, and a lot of the missiles in real life don't actually have these boosters on. They just use the bottom rocket, which is down here. So the interesting thing is this rocket actually trying to go to space? Now that's something that not many people have really spoke about. People have mentioned the idea of going to space, but no one's really talked about where possibly could this go. Well, Fortnite is in a giant universe, and my theory for this is that it will go to another planet very similar to Fortnite if it does go to space. But personally, I don't think it will go to space. What I think will happen, it'll be a failed launch. The rocket will try and attempt to go to space and escape Fortnite Battle Royale. Unfortunately, what will happen is as it hits the atmosphere, it'll burn up, and the last part of the rocket, which most likely will probably be the fuel tanks and this little tip up here, or maybe even the middle section, will crash down and explode in Moisty Mire's, causing the military base to appear over there. That is my theory for Season 5. That is what I think personally is going to happen. I'm not 100% right, and I won't be 100% right, but that's what I think is going to happen. Everyone can have their own opinion. I definitely think that is the most likely scenario, which is going to happen within Season 4 leading up to Season 5. We're going to have the ability potentially to launch the rocket. I can't say that, but definitely we're going to have it. Obviously, it was leaked within the files, but most likely we're probably not going to have the ability to launch it. But like I said in my last story video, it could be an interactive thing within the map. We've seen the meteors striking down towards the end of Season 4, hitting the map as you're playing. That was pretty interesting, and now we could possibly see the rocket launching at a random moment in the game, or maybe you can physically launch it and send it up into the sky. Would be an interesting concept. Definitely could see it, potentially a big thing for the future of Fortnite Battle Royale. Now, the map launched from Black Ops 1, if you guys remember it. I did mention this in my last video. If you've made it to this point in the video, comment down below the map launch, or BO1 launch, Black Ops 1 launch, or the map launch. Just basically comment down below the word launch to tell me that you guys have made it to this point in the video, and that would be interesting. But the thing with this rocket, it's pretty powerful, and launch itself had this sort of concept in it. It was also used for the zombie map Ascension, and that map itself was a rocket launching. You could launch it, not in launch, but in Ascension you could actually launch the rocket to unlock something, and in Fortnite Battle Royale we could potentially see a launch of the rocket either naturally by in-game mechanics or us actually pressing the button to launch it. So that would be pretty cool, and it could also possibly kill everyone in the base at the time you launch it. So bit like launch, it will be pretty interesting. Other than that, that's it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. It has been a pretty long one. I expected it to be a short one. The main concepts were pretty short. The rest of it was huge building up on theories for you guys. Big theories coming. We're going to have a lot of news coming over throughout the entire week and months to come throughout Fortnite leading up to Season 6 and 7. Obviously, I'm going to be covering all them stories for you guys as well. So if you're interested in that, do stick around on the Fortnite channel at postboxpat. Will be awesome to see you guys here. I've got a giveaway dropping hopefully tomorrow or Friday, which you guys can pop in on. That would be awesome. And if you are new to the channel, do stick around for daily Fortnite content. And once again, this is postboxpat signing out.